After hours of snowfall, this winter storm system appears to be making its way out of Bend, Missouri, but an ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day is still in effect for dangerously cold temperatures.
We're following the latest road conditions right now. You're taking a live look of Jefferson City. We're also monitoring breaking news in Boone County. In the last half hour, Boone County deputies confirmed they're investigating a homicide on Millbrook Drive. We'll bring you a live report in just a moment.
But first, snow is letting up in parts of the viewing area. Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner is tracking these changes for us tonight. And Jess, you're expecting that snow to move out of the area completely before midnight.
Yeah, anything that's still coming down right now is very, very light, not even being picked up by the radar because the snow grains are so small. We're going to continue being dry, at least as far as precipitation goes. The rest of tonight, not tracking any more snowfall, but it is definitely going to be dangerously cold. And our road temperatures right now are still in the single digits. So it's going to be very tough to treat anything going into the morning. I'm not expecting really a big warm up at all tomorrow. Our wind chills are around 15 to 20 degrees below zero right now, and we're going to continue to stay that way into the morning. That low temperature tonight dropping down to about -9. Our record low is -7 for tomorrow in Columbia, so there's a good chance we could break that in the morning. High temperatures tomorrow only make it up to about 12 degrees. In the morning, it feels like about 23 degrees below zero. The rest of the week, we gradually climb. We're going to see highs in the 20s on Wednesday and Thursday, but our wind chills in the morning are still going to be right around zero. I want to show you the future track going into tomorrow. Not expecting any precipitation. We might even have a little bit of sunshine to help us out on the roads into the afternoon. Temperatures rise into the low teens. And then by tomorrow night, I'll be tracking our next low pressure system moving across our south parts of southern Missouri into northern Arkansas once again. There will be a chance to see some more accumulating snowfall through early Wednesday. That'll be moving out by Wednesday night, but leave us with a little bit more extra snowfall on top of what we already have. I'll let you know how much I'm expecting and when we'll finally start to warm up in my complete forecast.
Many mid-Missouri school districts have called off classes for tomorrow. Columbia Public Schools and the Jefferson City School District announced snow days before 3:30 this afternoon. Fulton, California, South Callaway, and Boonville have all called off as well. The University of Missouri will hold classes remotely tomorrow. All of Moberly area community college locations across mid-Missouri will be closed, as well Lincoln University in Jefferson City. Now, we did post a complete list of mid-Missouri schools and businesses that are closing on our website at abc17news.com, and they're also scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Right now, we're monitoring roads across mid-Missouri. This is a live look of a MoDOT camera near the I-70-63 connector. Tonight, we checked in with crews in Columbia and Boone County. They tell us because of the cold temperatures and snow falling almost continuously, crews are not able to clear the roads much more than they are right now. Crews in the county are working to plow routes, but things are slick. Earlier today, we reported one person died in a crash involving a Boone County Road and Bridge plow truck and a separate truck. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating that crash. We're working to gather more information on that. Within the city, crews are focusing on plowing priority routes and are asking people not to park on designated snow routes. Anyone who parks a car there could face a fine. A 27-person crew reported at 7 o'clock tonight to continue treating roads. Public Works says drivers should expect snow-packed roads tonight.
Those can be passable, just depending on situations, especially with the front-wheel drive. So those are sometimes considered passable roads by us.
Boone County Road and Bridge is warning people the snow is drifting over flat areas.
And old equipment and bitter cold is causing some issues for crews treating the roads in Jefferson City.
ABC 17's Connor Hirsch continues our team coverage live from Jefferson City. Connor, road officials say to expect that snow pack for the commute tomorrow.
Lucas, Deb, that's right. As you can see, we're here on Missouri Boulevard and just covered roads, and that's the same story across Jefferson City right now. We've seen big piles of snow in the middle just because it's so impossible to get off the roads with these bitter cold temperatures. But like I first reported at the end of December, the older equipment with the Jefferson City Public Works Department and the bitter cold here is causing some delays.
Dragging a plow across the road for 16, 18 hours a day, it's going to beat and jar some things around. And that's what we've seen.
Britt Smith with Jefferson City Public Works told me months ago that about 10 of the department's 24 plows were past their life expectancy. And just today, he said 4 plows had to be out of service for about an hour at the same time.
It's pretty much everything. You know, you're dealing with older equipment. You're dealing with equipment that is running at temperatures that most equipment is not designed to be used at. And so even if it was brand new, we would still be seeing some of these breakdowns.
Jefferson City will continue to have crews out tonight and all day tomorrow. And it's a similar story for Cole County Public Works. Road Superintendent Brian Boyce said there is not much they can do until the sun comes out.
We also use the calcium chloride to mix in with our salt and sand mixture, which also helps to boost the salt and kind of give it that little extra to melt this stuff off. But nothing is working right now. Nothing.
He said in the more rural areas of the county, less traffic isn't always a good thing. So it's harder for those roads to stay clear.
A lot of traffic, once you plow a road, will kind of help to keep the road cleared off with this dry, fluffy snow.
And both crews said that they're hoping to get these roads cleared off by midday tomorrow if we can get a little bit of that sun that they're hoping for tomorrow to start the melting process. But we're going to continue to monitor the roads here, and we'll give you another look later in this newscast. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Connor Hirsch, ABC 17 News.
Okay, thank you, Connor. Several city and county buildings will also be closed tomorrow because of the weather. You can find that full list on our website or at the bottom of your screen. And turning now to the MoDOT traveler map, the majority of Missouri roads are covered this evening. That's what you're seeing right here in the purple. As you can see, some roads near Macon and Moberly are only partially covered at this time. That's that blue there. Missouri State Highway Patrol Troop F reported nearly 15 crashes today.
Some mid-Missouri utility providers are asking customers to limit their usage because of the cold temperatures. Three Rivers Cooperative, Callaway Electric, and Boone Electric are all asking customers to reduce electric use for the next few days. This can be done by lowering your thermostat by a few degrees, turning off unneeded lights, or alternating the use of large appliances. We're told cold temperatures have put a strain on the power grid, and reduced use is needed to avoid the potential need for rolling blackouts.
In order to keep us from getting to that point, we're asking our members and really everyone in Missouri just cut back on their usage so that we can make sure we've got enough generation to keep everything on during this cold weather.
Some utility providers around the Kansas City area and Springfield started blackouts earlier today. Those were expected between 30 minutes to an hour. Columbia Water and Light said it does not anticipate any power supply issues at this time. Now, we'll continue our Weather Alert Day coverage tomorrow morning.
And to get ahead of all the changes before your morning commute, ABC 17 News this morning will air at a special time tomorrow. Our live coverage will start at 4:30 in the morning. Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider will be tracking all of the changes, and we'll have live team coverage of the road conditions across the area. Back to that breaking news we told you about at the top of the newscast. Right now, deputies are investigating a homicide just west of Columbia.
ABC 17 Sydney Olson is live from the scene in the 4700 block of West Millbrook Drive off Scott Boulevard. Sydney, we just got information from the sheriff's office within the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, Deb Lucas, we have learned that a 19-year-old male victim has died as a result of the shooting here on Millbrook Drive in Boone County. Right now, sheriff's deputies are still investigating out here. They've been speaking with people in the area as well as collecting evidence. I've seen several deputies holding evidence bags and searching the area with flashlights, digging through the snow. As I mentioned, they were out here also speaking with people in the area. That's after they received calls around 7:45 tonight of shots being heard. Whenever crews arrived on the scene, they did find someone with what they believe to be gunshot wounds. That did turn out to be that 19-year-old male victim who has died. He was transported to the hospital at the time of the arrival, though. This is still an active scene. Deputies have been moving around the area, and a tow truck did come into the area as well, although I have not actually been able to see them tow a vehicle away. But we are still waiting to learn exactly what led up to the shooting tonight, and of course we will report back with anything new that we learn as we get any new information. Reporting live in Boone County, Sydney Olson, ABC 17 News.
And we have some more breaking news. Within the last 45 minutes, Columbia police announced 2 arrests in connection with an attack this morning in West Columbia. Police arrested 34-year-old Lucas Harper and 25-year-old Elizabeth Dye on suspicion of assault and robbery. Police say the victim, a 33-year-old woman, was found at a home in the 200 block of Orchard Court around 7:15 this morning. She was taken to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. Anyone that has information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 875-TIPS. In the last 90 minutes, the Columbia City Council wrapped up its meeting.
During the meeting, the Columbia-Boone County Health Director, Stephanie Browning, provided the council with an update on the COVID-19 response. She says more than 12% of Boone County's population has received at least 1 dose of the coronavirus vaccine. According to Director Browning, Columbia's rolling 7-day case average has fallen to its lowest point since August. Thousands of Boone County residents are set to be vaccinated this week. Boone Hospital will host an event at the Columbia Mall on Wednesday. The Columbia-Boone County Health Department says it will give out 200 doses throughout the week itself. Vaccinations will also resume at Mizzou's Faroe Field this Friday. MU Healthcare says they expect to get about 4,000 doses for that event. We're told invitations to all 3 events will be sent to patients.
Still to come on ABC 17 News at 10, where the news comes first.
Coming up next, I'm taking an in-depth look at what state and local health leaders are doing to overcome coronavirus vaccine hesitancy within communities of color.
And we're continuing to monitor roads across Missouri on this ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day.
And I'm tracking the snow moving out of the area, but some very frigid temperatures by tomorrow morning. And yes, another round of some snowfall by late tomorrow night. I'll show you the timing and how much we can expect coming up.
Missouri health leaders are working on ways to get people in racial minority groups to trust the vaccination process.
While trust has generally gone up the last few months, some racial minorities are more hesitant to get a vaccine than others. I took an in-depth look at why this happens and what Missouri's leaders are doing about it. Racial minorities in the U.S. are disproportionately affected by COVID-19 compared to white Americans. The CDC reports Black Americans have higher rates of hospitalization and death. It's a troubling combo, with some Black Americans reporting hesitancy with getting the vaccine. Health communications professor Urena Ranjit says trust in medical providers drives this feeling.
It depends on how much trust they have on the information that's coming out from the authority.
Historical abuse by medical fields to minorities is a major part. Things like the Tuskegee syphilis experiments in the 1930s still weigh on people's minds. Ranjit says public displays of minority community leaders getting the vaccine would also help, something she says she hasn't seen a lot of locally.
You know, community leaders, pastors in churches, whoever those community leaders are, right? So I think identifying those people and, asking them to promote and, get vaccinated in public.
Dr. Laura Henderson Kelly, MU Healthcare's Associate Dean of Diversity and Inclusion, says providers need to recognize hesitancy with minority patients and allow them to talk about it.
Acknowledgement of that so that support can be provided, but then also to allow the space for patients to express that frustration and fear and allow them to ask the questions that they need to ask.
Dr. Henderson says MU and the Columbia-Boone County Health Department are planning forums with minority communities to talk about the vaccine. Sarah Hum at the Health Department says it will also create ads specifically talking about those issues as well. As of today, 8% of Missouri's white population has gotten a shot of the vaccine. 3% of the state's black population has gotten one.
Snowfall has moved out of mid-Missouri, but I'm still tracking the impacts of this winter system going into the morning. I still do expect us to have slow spots on the roads, especially on ramps and city streets where it's been really packed down over the course of the day. And we could still even have some visibility issues into tonight and tomorrow, where we'll have gustier winds tonight up to about 10 miles per hour, blowing that snow across the roads. Temperatures right now have dropped down below 0 in some spots, or about 2 below in Columbia, Osage Beach, about 5 below already in Sedalia, and it's 0 in Jefferson City and Marshall. Our wind chills are anywhere from around 15 to 20 degrees below zero, and this will continue into the morning. So it's another miserable start. It's going to be tough to get outside with those low temperatures falling to near records in the morning. We're going to drop down to about 9 in Columbia and Jefferson City, a low of about 12 below for Boonville and California, getting down to -10 in Moberly to start off the day. This is going to be likely tomorrow, our 11th day consecutively below freezing. We're going to continue that way throughout the rest of the week. So far, we've had 10 days below 32 degrees, 9 below 30 degrees. We're going to continue to see this stretch, but the last time we've had this many days was back in 1980. So it has been a while since we've seen this prolonged, very cold air. Tomorrow, temperatures are only going to rise into the single digits for wind chills, and then we're going to drop back below zero once again for Wednesday morning. Things do finally start to improve a little bit by Wednesday afternoon, where it feels like the low teens, but a slow climb as those temperatures gradually go up by the end of the week. Tracking our snowfall out of the area, most of us ended up with anywhere from about 2 to 6 inches across mid-Missouri with that snowfall last night and today. It continues to move on to our northeast, so I'm not expecting any more tonight. As temperatures start off brutally cold tomorrow and don't warm up too much during the day. Sunshine should help us a little bit during the day and warm up some of the roads, but by tomorrow evening we'll have our another chance for some accumulating snowfall, likely after midnight going into Wednesday morning. You'll see that moves in from the southwest, likely going to have a little accumulation with this, likely not going to be as impactful as this past Sunday and Monday storm, but we could still have some impacts on the roads, especially Wednesday afternoon and into the evening. Most of the week, continue at least until Saturday, is going to be dry, but temperatures will be slow to warm up as we are still right below freezing by Friday. Here's a snow tracker for Tuesday night into Wednesday. Most of us are going to be anywhere from a dusting up to 2 inches, but it does look like the higher amounts are going to stay across our southern counties once again near the Lake of the Ozarks and I-44. Weekend forecast is finally much warmer. By Saturday, actually going to be very nice with highs getting close to 40 degrees. Our normal temperature is in the low 40s, and that's where we should be for Sunday, expecting temperatures to be near average with a 42 and a chance for a few showers. But you'll notice after the weekend, we do start to warm up even more. We're back into the mid-40s by next Monday.
We're going to check back in with ABC 17's Connor Hirsch, who's been riding around Jefferson City tonight.
And Connor, when we last checked in with you, roads continue to be covered in the area. Where are you at now, and how is it looking there?
Deb, Lucas, we're here on High Street right in downtown, and as you can see, there's just piles of snow in the middle of the road, just because road officials are telling me they just can't get it off the road because of these bitter cold temperatures. And just on McCarty Street down the street, we just passed a dump truck. Someone was putting snow into a dump truck just to, I think, get it out of the area. But again, we are just seeing the same road conditions that we've seen across Jefferson City here in downtown, just snow on the road, and they are just hoping that some sun starts to melt that tomorrow. But they are saying that if you have a commute tomorrow morning, it's going to probably look like this, so take it slow if you do have to get out. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Connor Hirsch, ABC 17 News.
This streak of cold winter temperatures could end up costing you more at the pump.
Coming up, we'll explain.
Welcome back. Mid-Missouri isn't the only place battling Arctic temperatures.
Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner is tracking how widespread the system is from the Weather Center tonight. Hey, Jess.
Yeah, the only really warm place in the country right now is Florida. This storm system impacting quite a bit of the country right now. We had actually have temperatures right now that are below zero in some spots that typically rarely get to that. We have wind chill warnings in place across most of the upper Midwest. Winter storm warnings still in place from all that snowfall that just moved out of our area. Ice storm warnings still associated with that same storm system. Eventually that's going to be moving up into New England. Still have winter storm warnings and wind chill advisories for much of the south as we're still feeling impacts from this morning's storm. Areas across the south now feeling wind chills anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees below zero, even after all the snowfall continues to track out of the area. I will be tracking another chance of some snowfall. I'll show you that in my 7-day forecast.
Like Jess just mentioned, parts of Texas are also battling this same blast of Arctic air.
The unusually frigid temperatures knocked out power for more than 2 million people across the state. One outage near Houston left health leaders scrambling to distribute more than 8,000 coronavirus vaccine doses today after their facility lost power. Officials have started issuing rotating blackouts. Typically, that's only seen, though, in 100-degree heat. Right now, temperatures have fallen into the single digits as far south as San Antonio.
For the first time in over a year, the price of U.S. oil has climbed above $60 a barrel. We're told the rise is mostly due to the vaccine rollout and winter weather. This week's rare round of winter weather in Texas and Oklahoma has limited oil operations and driving the price even higher, meaning you could soon be paying even more at the pump. Right now, the national average for fuel is $2.51 a gallon. Here in mid-Missouri, the average is currently resting at $2.40 a gallon, according to AAA. Coffin's next with sports.
Sports Zone starts now. Sponsored by U.S. Cellular.
Nope. Maybe I should try at-home sports today. And I am so glad I left up the backdrop because we are back in the at-home sports studio tonight. And just like me, the SEC also making some changes due to the winter weather. 5 games were affected the next few days, including Mizzou's matchup with Georgia, but not a huge move for the Tigers. Tomorrow's matchup in Athens is pushed back 30 minutes from 5:30 to 6 p.m. In the latest AP poll, Mizzou was pushed back 10 spots to number 20 after losing 2 straight for the first time this season. Also today, the team announced Jeremiah Tillman will not play tomorrow night against the Bulldogs as he continues his leave of absence following a death of a family member.
If it's me, if it's Jordan, if it's Mitch, whoever it is, we gotta all be ready to step up and try to bring to the table what he does.
I think just his presence in general, I mean, you got to think about teams have to focus on him a lot. Him getting the ball in the post without Arkansas having a true big, that definitely took away from us.
Moving on tonight, I am very jealous of the Mizzou baseball team. The Tigers are getting ready to open up their 2021 season in my hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, where the temperatures are looking a lot better. The Tigers will play a 3-game series against Grand Canyon University starting Friday at 4 o'clock. Former Rockbridge standout Spencer Miles will get the opening day start. Head coach Steve Beazer actually surprised the sophomore with the news on today's news conference. That's because their team meeting was canceled due to the weather. As you can imagine, it's tough for the baseball team to get fully prepared for a season when the temperatures are as nasty as a Max Scherzer slider.
College baseball, it starts way too soon for the northern teams. And to get your pitchers and expect your pitchers to be ready to go in mid-February when you're a northern team and dealing with this weather, because the one thing that our players haven't done is they haven't been outside playing on a baseball field.
Perhaps they were outside sledding, like Mizzou football coach Eli Drinkwitz. Look at him go this afternoon. Watch as he slides down Champions Drive, navigating the slopes like he did the all-SEC schedule. And I love the commentary from his daughters. In fact, the whole thing was quite inspiring. That was rough. And that is a look at sports.
Breaking news in the last 10 minutes, law enforcement have cleared the scene of a homicide investigation on Millbrook Drive in Boone County. Deputies say a 19-year-old man was killed. We're working to learn more about the incident, and we'll bring you any new info online or on air during our morning newscasts. And right now, you are taking a live look of a dark but clear road condition on Highway 63 in southern Boone County. We'll continue our Weather Alert Day coverage tomorrow morning.
And like we told you earlier, ABC 17 News this morning will air at a special time tomorrow starting at 4:30. Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider will be tracking all the changes, and we'll have live team coverage of road conditions across the area.
Snow has come to an end, but I'm tracking some very cold temperatures in the morning as we're well below zero. The wind chills anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees below zero, and that's why our Weather Alert Day will continue. I'm also tracking a chance for some light snowfall early on Wednesday that could leave us up to an inch or so, but by the end of the week, we're warming back up to near 40 by Saturday.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. Good night. Kimmel's next.